Okay, so did I really patent this use case? Okay, so the first point we summarize the different canvases that was shown in the video to show that Netflix actually did go through a digital transformation, and perhaps not a digital revolution, where they were, as time went by, they were working on their core competences and improving on them and changing that in the digital world, starting, as we all know, from rental DVDs. Later on, they started with just not rental, but you have monthly subscription fees, so that you could have as many as you had a subscription for a certain number. And also at this point, they'd still start to use suggestion to the customer for new DVDs. So they already at this point started to find some new algorithms, or perhaps with just some people doing it anyway. But they started doing that to improve probably sort of circulation of DVDs. And then in 2007, on a time where sort of video storage and also sort of connection speed started to be reasonably enough to have video on demand, they started also having video on demand. And sort of one of the key activities they had in the start was purchasing. And they still sort of do purchasing, but now instead of purchasing DVDs, they now work directly with the studios to get getting the DVDs, getting the content. And so they have sort of changed this further and further as being a pure streaming video service. Yeah, and also the free trial is very important for them as well. They have actually pretty long free trials compared to others that only have a week or so. Today, Netflix have, from a resource perspective, they have partners in video content production companies. They collect individual customer data. They also have partners with manufacturers of TVs, smartphones, laptops, etc. You will see on set-top boxes they now have red Netflix buttons on them, so they automatically start Netflix. Key resources, customer data, content library, collection of copyrights and licenses to movies, apps, websites. The core competencies are processing of custom data, video content production, which is new, marketing, product placement, and their subscription model. They have lots of different sales channels, and they have a very personalized customer relationships with the personal proposition based on customer data, etc. And unique selling proposition is that they have a large content library that is on-demand streaming, it's personalization, and low prices, and the target group is households. Okay, so looking at Tencent and Myriad. So Tencent is in this content, they provide a streaming service. They're a video content provider. They have the interface to the end consumers, the viewers. They can sell advertising targeting the end consumers, the viewers. Myriad is in this setting a provider of non-intrusive, personalized digital advertising space. So they kind of provide digital billboards, digital product placements. They don't have sort of access to the cash flow to the customers directly. So Myriad, as a supplier to Tencent, is at risk of being replaced by a substitute product. So in order to avoid that, they need to protect the features that they provide superior benefits to Tencent, so that they do not switch supplier, for instance, to save costs. And Myriad, they have a very good patent portfolio that protects the entire value chain within the digital advertising space, as we've discussed earlier in the other presentations as well, such as identifying insertion zones in video data, so where to put the ads, manipulating advertising material such that the advertising component appears to be part of the original video data. So that's to change lighting, change perspective, and all those kinds of things, and also producing the video data. And in this sort of, when looking at this, we were looking at this EP 3076681B1 producing video data. So it has 4 claims, 2 different method claims, a system claim, and also a computer product claim, which is the non-transitory computer readable medium, so which actually is a claim to the selling the software itself. Okay, so this first claim is a method of incorporating additional video objects. It doesn't sort of concern what kind of video objects it is, and it could be commercials and advertisements. It's just video objects into a source video data to produce output video data. So make video data. So they receive a source video from this distributor, which includes the video and the segment size of the video. And the segment size is sort of a size of, it's a chunk, it's a size of video data, for instance, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, 4 seconds. So this is the data they receive from the distributor, which in this case is Tencent. Then they do an alignment of the source video data to find insertion zones suitable for receiving an additional video object. So somewhere where it's suitable to put something. Then they put the additional video object into video frames. So they make actually sort of the video itself. And then they create output data, which they call them, which includes the frames with the embedded additional video objects, plus metadata, which relates to where to put output data into the source stream. So that actually means sort of the timing of when to put it into the stream. So when are we supposed to replace the video with this video? Okay. And then there's also a second method claim within that patent, and that's incorporating the output video data, which you receive from Myriad, into source video data to produce the final video data. So the final video data is what is being sent to the viewer, the customer of Tencent. So they receive the output video data and the metadata, including the timing data, as generated by the first method. So yeah, placing the output video data segment with additional video objects based on the metadata, so that you're putting it into the stream, sending it to the user viewer. So this claim interacts with the other claim, and I'll explain why next. So these patents is a patent on 2 different aspects of the interaction between the distributor and Myriad. So the distribution of work between Tencent and Myriad. The first claim is on doing what Myriad does, and that's sort of doing the analysis, getting the source video from Tencent. They produce output video data. They include the advertisements or whatever other kind of data, and that's what they do. And this is sort of Myriad's core competency. So this creates a barrier to potential competitors of Myriad. And the second claim, which is to incorporating the output video data into the source video data to produce the final video data. This is not what Myriad does, but this is what Tencent do when they get these data from Myriad. So even if Tencent was able to find an alternative supplier to Myriad doing the same methodology, this claim will create a barrier against finding alternative suppliers to Myriad, because then Tencent would infringe the patents of Myriad.